You fool. I transferred all the properties to my name and gave the money to my wife. Those were the exact words that came out of my own son's mouth when he kicked me out of the house I'd bought with the sweat of 67 years of hard work. I stood there at the door with my small bag in hand, watching as Grayson slammed the door shut without even looking me in the eye. His face held that triumphant expression, as if he just won the lottery, as if getting rid of his own mother was the greatest achievement of his life. But I only said one thing before I left. You're wrong, Grayson. If you think you're the smartest one here. He laughed, dismissing it as the ramblings of a confused old woman. If he had known what I knew at that moment, he wouldn't have closed that door with such arrogance. Everything began 3 months earlier. I was preparing breakfast as I did every morning at 6 a.m., the routine that had anchored our family for decades. For 40 years, ever since Grayson was a child, we had always eaten breakfast together before he left for work. It was our special time, a quiet ritual of connection in a busy world. But lately, he wasn't coming down to the kitchen anymore. He'd leave early at 5:30 a.m., his hurried footsteps echoing down the hall followed by the slam of the front door. At first, I chalked it up to increased work demands. Grayson managed a small construction company that had grown significantly in recent years, taking on bigger projects and more employees. But then the late nights started. He'd stumble home after 11 p.m., reeking of a sweet, expensive perfume that wasn't mine or his wife Clara's. The scent lingered in the entryway like a taunting ghost. One night, I waited up for him, my worry outweighing my fatigue. When he finally arrived, he was carrying a small bag from a high-end jewelry store downtown. For Clara? I asked with a hopeful smile, trying to bridge the growing distance between us. Yes, Mom. For Clara, he replied curtly, not meeting my eyes as he bounded up the stairs 2 at a time. But I knew Clara had been at her sister's house all week, caring for her ailing mother. She called me every evening to update me on the situation. The lie hung in the air, heavy and unmistakable. The next day, after Grayson left for work, curiosity, and a mother's instinct, compelled me to act. I'm not proud of invading his privacy, but when something feels off with your child, no matter their age, you do what you must. The jewelry bag was tucked away in his nightstand drawer, empty. No new necklace or bracelet for Clara, or anyone else. But as I searched the room, I uncovered something far worse. Papers hidden under the mattress. Property transfer documents, all bearing my forged signature. The beach house I'd bought decades ago with money earned from cleaning offices late into the night. The small apartment I'd rented out for supplemental income to fund Grayson's education. Everything was there. Over $200,000 in properties had been systematically transferred to his name in the last 6 months. My hands trembled as I pored over the numbers, each one a stab to the heart. I'd worked since I was 14 years old, selling food on weekends, sewing clothes by lamplight after long shifts, scrubbing floors in strangers' homes. Also, Grayson could have opportunities one never did. I'd raised him alone after his father abandoned us when he was just a toddler, pouring every ounce of love and sacrifice into giving him a better life. But what hurt most weren't the cold figures on the page. It was seeing my own signature forged over and over. Grayson had practiced my handwriting, studying every curve and loop to perfect the deception. To legally rob me. That night, sleep evaded me entirely. I sat in the kitchen, nursing a cup of chamomile tea, staring out the window into the darkness. When Grayson slunk in late again, I was still there. Mom, why aren't you sleeping? He asked, his voice laced with that fake concern he'd mastered. I'm just thinking, my son, I replied evenly. Thinking about a lot of things. The following days became a performance. I pretended to be the trusting, naive mother I'd always been, while Grayson played the dutiful son. But I observed everything. The secret of phone calls in hushed tones, the papers he hastily concealed, the lies that slipped from his lips like second nature. He believed himself untouchable, the clever architect of his scheme. But he'd forgotten a crucial truth. I'd been his mother for 43 years. I knew his tells, his habits, the flicker of guilt in his eyes better than he knew himself. A week later, I unearthed more damning evidence. Bank statements revealing he'd emptied my $60,000 savings account, the emergency fund I'd meticulously built for my medications and old age care, so as not to burden anyone. It had all been funneled into a joint account with Clara. The betrayal scope crystallized then. Not mere greed, but a deliberate plot to render me destitute, utterly dependent on him, with no recourse but to bend to his will. Grayson had gravely miscalculated. He assumed my age, my gender, my role as his mother made me pliable, easy to manipulate. He couldn't have been more wrong. Unbeknownst to him, I'd been forging my own path to protection long before his treachery surfaced. It started 8 years ago when Grayson married Clara. From day one, she regarded me with a cool detachment, as if I were an unwelcome intruder in their new life. She barely acknowledged my greetings, excluded me from family discussions, and always had excuses to keep Grayson away. Initially, I dismissed it as typical bride nerves, but soon recognized the deeper intent. She wanted me sidelined, erased from the family dynamic. That's when I began my quiet preparations. Every month from my modest $500 pension, I siphoned off $250, stashing it in hidden spots Grayson and Clara never suspected. Loose floorboards in my bedroom, hollowed out old books on dusty shelves, a discreet safe bolted in the basement. Over 8 years, it amounted to $24,000. A secret lifeline they knew nothing about. Money alone wasn't enough. Knowledge was my true armor. At 67, I enrolled in free financial literacy classes for seniors at the local community center every Tuesday and Thursday, fabricating doctor appointments as cover. There I absorbed lessons on inheritance laws, asset protection, and property rights. It was in those classes I met Leonard Vance, a sharp 65-year-old retired accountant volunteering his expertise. He'd witnessed countless tragedies like mine, families preying on vulnerable elders, children siphoning assets under the guise of care. Antonia, he told me, information is your greatest power. You know your son better than he realizes. With Leonard's guidance, I opened a bank account at an institution Grayson had never visited, depositing my hidden savings. More crucially, he helped me obtain certified originals of all my property deeds, exposing Grayson's forgeries as amateurish fakes lacking proper notarization, witnesses, or seals. Your son is ambitious but sloppy, Leonard assessed after scrutinizing the documents. These transfers hold no legal water. No judge would uphold them. Yet Grayson had leveraged them for loans, using my assets as collateral for his faltering business. It was a precarious house of cards teetering on collapse. But I needed deeper intel, the full extent of his schemes, his affair, his endgame for me. That's when Clara appended everything. One afternoon while Grayson was at work, Clara returned home early. I was chopping vegetables for dinner when she perched at the kitchen table, her expression uncharacteristically direct. "Antonia, we need to talk," she said, her tone stripped of its usual frost, replaced by something perilously close to empathy. "I know what Grayson's doing. The forgeries, the drained accounts, the plan to evict you." I froze, my knife hovering midair. For years I'd viewed Clara as the enemy, the woman poisoning my son against me. Yet here she was, laying bare her husband's sins. "Why tell me now?" I demanded, suspicion sharpening my voice. "Because I'm in his crosshairs too," she replied with a wry, bitter smile. "He thinks once you're gone, he'll control me fully. He imagines I'll stay silent while he squanders everything on his mistress." The revelation reframed our strained history. Clara hadn't despised me for obstructing her happiness. She'd resented my presence because it forced Grayson to maintain pretenses. With me out, he'd unleash his true self. "He has another woman," she continued, "Luciana, his 25-year-old secretary. Jewelry, her apartment, promises of divorce once he handles you." The pieces clicked. The perfumes, late nights, vanished cash. Grayson wasn't just robbing me, he was bankrolling a double life, plotting to discard both wife and mother. "Proof?" I pressed. Clara's smile turned conspiratorial, genuine for the first time. "I've been building my case as long as you have. Photos, call recordings, hotel receipts, bank trails. I accessed his computer, phone, everything." In that instant, solidarity bloomed. Two women across generations, united against a shared foe. "What do you propose?" I asked. "Alliance. Your fraud evidence plus my infidelity and theft proofs. We dismantle him before he does us." Hope flickered, the first in months. Our pact transformed the battlefield. For 3 tense days, with Grayson hovering suspiciously, we communicated covertly. On Friday, feigning illness to stay home, Clara summoned me to the living room. Her laptop glowed, a recorder beside it. Last night's call with Luciana, you need this. She hit play and Grayson's voice slithered through, intimate and alien. My love, it's nearly done. This week I finalize the old lady's transfers, kick her out Monday. Tell her it's for her safety. Luciana's giggle curdled my stomach. Clara. Trickier, but post-mom, I'll control the funds. She'll take the divorce scraps or nothing. Both depend on me. Nursing home for her, streets for Clara if needed. I collapsed into a chair, nausea rising. Not just betrayal but clinical detachment, reducing me to the old lady after lifetimes of devotion. Feverish nights nursing him, triple shifts for his tuition. Clara paused the tape, her eyes fierce. More exists, but you get the plan. How long have you known? 6 months. Started as an affair, escalated to fraud when I saw your signatures faked. She unveiled folders, hotel snapshots of Grayson and Luciana, transfer screenshots, emails pledging cars, Europe trips, surgery, all from my stolen funds. Over $30,000 on her in 6 months, while we scrimped on beans. Fury supplanted sorrow. I'd pinched pennies, dimmed lights, while he lavished my money on whims. Why wait? You'd have doubted me, we were enemies in your eyes. True, 6 months prior, I'd have accused her of scheming. But this clincher, a power of attorney for my medical decisions if deemed incompetent. He bribed a doctor for $500 to certify dementia next week. Institutionalize you publicly, sell assets free. Breath fled me. Theft evolved to incarceration. Dignity stripped, voice silenced. How do you find it? His password, your birthday. Ironic, using you to destroy you. Silence enveloped us as I absorbed the abyss. Grayson wasn't stealing. He was engineering my erasure. Clara, I have secrets too. Hidden money, legal preps. But your stake. Half his empire. And his humiliation for underestimating us. I smiled, genuine after Ian's. Clara, we might just survive this. That afternoon, strategy sessions commenced. 1 week to thwart his exam. But Grayson accelerated. Dinner brought his gleaming smile. Mom, tomorrow your future. Clara and I glanced, stealing. Sleepless, his future echoed mockingly. At 5 a.m. I phoned Leonard. Urgent. He moves today. We convened at 7 a.m. in a downtown cafe. Leonard armed with files, grave. Sure, Antonia? Irreversible. He'll declare me insane tomorrow. No choice. Bank first, mine, not Grayson's. Manager Charles Hayes ushered us privately. Leonard briefed me. Legal safeguards. I signed mandates. Physical presence plus witness for $100 plus transactions. Powers voided. Video proof of lucidity timestamped. Any incapacity claim post this? Explain your clarity today. Lawyer next. Paul Reynolds, elder abuse specialist, office trophy laden. Common scourge. He noted, scanning forgeries. Fraud, theft, 5 to 10 years prison. No jail, recovery, dignity. Leverage then. Civil suit, criminal ready, $2,000 upfront, 20% recovery. No win, no fee. I signed investing in liberty. Recorder's office climax. Grayson's filings exposed. Clerk Martha Jones verified originals. Your owner. His copies forged, no validity. Transfers annulled hourly, fraud logged officially. By 2 p.m. properties mined, trail damming. Leonard drove me home. Ready for rage? Debts loom, sans collateral. Readier than ever. Home, Grayson's car parked, kitchen voices. Entering, papers everywhere. Mom, perfect timing. He beamed falsely. Your situation. Situation. Worried, you're confused, forgetful. Care center, best, nurses, safety. Clara's eyes signaled play. True, asked date thrice yesterday. Grayson push stack. Transfers, attorneys, banks, total surrender. House things. I handle. Sign done. If refuse. Mask cracked, eyes steel. Can't decide, Mom. For good. My turn. Grayson, you're confused. Voice from his childhood mischief days, fear-inducing. Face ashen. What? Your 6-month scheme. Forgeries, $60,000 theft. Luciana, incapacity plot. Silence deafening, clock ticking. Clara. Admiration, nerves. Grayson paled, brain whirring. Nonsense, Mom. Last night recording? Kicking old lady out. Betrayal glared to Clara. Traitor. You betrayed us, she calm. We wised up. Morning. Bank locked, transfers voided, lawyer hired. Forgeries busted, probe open. Lie on probe but reaction gold chair toppled rising. Impossible. You can't computers. True but brain yes, spot lies after 43 years. Crumbling. How much hidden? Enough independence, lawyers, no blackmail. Sank 43-year man plan dust. Need money properties. For mistress? Surgeries, trips. Debts company sinking. Truth. Desperation fueled greed. Oh, $200,000 plus. Luciana share? Silence guilty. Stole wife money for her. Then properties insanity for sales. Save biz fund affair. Simple yes. Options authorities fraud charges jail. Ordeal. Repay stolen plus interest. 50% company damages. Confession legit. Leaves nothing. Redeems versus prison void. Clara. Freedom half remnants. Can't. We are. Cooperate or lose more. Decide 5 p.m. tomorrow or Monday filing. Sofa tonight, no moves. I'm control. Nod defeated. Slept sound first time upper hand mine. Saturday woke calm. Grayson sofa stared sleepless. Morning. Talk Mom. 5 p.m. Kitchen chase. Explain full. Lied stole insanity simple. Bankrupt not me economy. Save 20 jobs. Luciana save. Silence. Mistake desperate. Life crumbling Clara distant failure. Pity flickered quashed by old lady recall. Would have helped honest ask. Treated stupid. Didn't think you'd know silly old. After sacrifices yes. Head hands. Lose all ways. Third. Accept rebuild honest. 50% company prove decent. Phone. Leonard urgent. Hour later his tidy home. Doug company. $200K real half dangerous lenders. Dangerous. No court hospital. Desperation beyond mistress. Chilled son endangered despite betrayal. Home Clara Grayson hushed. Lenders. Serious, Clara? No. Grayson pleading. Won't wait, threaten you, Clara. Why hide? Hope solo fix. Clara hand. Revenge yesterday, survival now. Sat processing. Time. 3 weeks. Need. $100,000 principal, negotiate rest. Plan. Your help. Silence familial. Help guarantee no repeat? Word only. Worthless. Clara. Loan $100,000, high interest, default, full company. Desperate nod. Luciana done told last night. Marriage. Clara's call. Forgive? No but no death idiocy. Apartment my way lawyer docs. Conditions tomorrow. Relief smile undeserved chance. Conditions tomorrow. Relief smile undeserved chance. Sunday Paul briefcases, Sunday warrior urgency. Protects you chances him. Table 4. Questions. Truth lenders. Yes $95,000. Threats legs family. Chills. Texts recording evidence. Duress justifies. Have $100,000? Sell apartment $130,000. Lend $95,000, keep $35,000 comp, owe $150,000, 25% interest, 2 years. Fail, all assets. Employee. Approve $500 plus accounts access. Clara supervisor $2,000 per month. Dishonesty. Immediate due, fraud prosecutable. Lenders paid. No repeat or control. Clara. Timeout. Grayson uncomfortable nod. Pay early? Interest prorated $55,000 penalty fixed. Bad son tax. Poetic his control flipped. Clause. Anti-pressure loses all jail. Lender's clause. Repeat. Assets seize protection. Line by line. Protections, incentives, penalties. Agree? Clara yes me fairer Grayson. Harder thought. Consequences learn. Accept. Monday apartment sold. Lenders paid notarized. 6 months. Grayson dawn to dusk profits 40% up. Honest, no waste. Clara reports routine transparent. Luciana cut counseling. Marriage mending slow. 9 months. Lenders arrested extortion ring. $20,000 reward Grayson. Half-use stress comp. Refused his but change evident. 17 months. $150,000 paid. Company his but chairwoman veto. Accountable better. Live together matriarch respect. Condition. Lie money? Fight Antonia. Accepted. 2 years post-kickout. Garden Sophia plays. Clara's joy home alive. Company million plus 28 staff. Partner me. Gars but honest. Sophia, dad cries? Old mistakes good now. Forgave change real.